Welcome to EVTN News, your source for, well, today it's going to be your source for Vegano news. So I'm your host, John, the Son of Thunder, obviously, as you can see. And all right, just trying to get a little bit of a consistent screen. Okay, good. All right, let's start right out. So I have there's a lot of news for you today. But did you see the eclipse, I guess, is the question. I was able to get some eclipse photos even though it was a cloudy day, but yeah, it was really neat. Last one I'm going to see for 20 years. So let's start right out here. In church institutions, all documents and records must reflect a person's God-given biological sex. Detroit Archbishop Alan Vigneron wrote in a 5,000-word pastoral letter on the challenges of gender identity. The new rules come into effect on August 1st and affect all Catholic schools and parish programs, such as formation, youth conferences, and other events. It will also apply to, among other things, bathrooms and sporting events, as well as dress codes. So Vigneron is at the end of his, I guess you could call it, term as Archbishop. He will turn 75 very soon. And he's not going out quietly. That's good. That's very good for Archbishop Vigneron, so keep it up. And not only that, but Vigneron, I mean, I've mentioned it a few times, but as far as I know, he has not shut down any Latin masses, and there are, from what I heard, about 30 Latin masses in the Archdiocese of Detroit. So that's not just Sunday masses. It's like if a diocesan parish has a Latin mass on like a weekday, then that's considered one of the 30. But yeah, that's a lot. And he extended that, from what I remember, until after he's no longer Archbishop. So I'm sure the Latin mass communities there are going to be sad to see him leave once he retires. And I would imagine that because of some of these actions, this LMNOP stuff, anti-LMNOP stuff, and the Latin Mass thing, that he'll be quickly removed and replaced. Now, one possibility is Stowe, Bishop John Stowe, if he doesn't get the Cincinnati job, which I think he will. Actually, Archbishop Schnurr of Cincinnati is already 75. Vigneron is not, but he's getting there. So I don't know. I think that's probably going to be in the works. Sticking around in the area in Detroit, well, maybe not, but weeks after leaving Church Militant, which he founded, Michael Voris has launched another media venture. So you saw my Michael Voris rant. I think I did it on EVTN News and as a breakout video. I'd like to read through some of the mean comments sometime. But anyway, he's back. What did I tell you just a few weeks ago? Church Militant was shut down amid personal, legal, and financial storms, among other things. Church Militant had published, well, I'm not going to read the Gloria TV thing in case they sue me, but in case Church Militant wants to sue me, but well, I mean, I don't think they're an organization anymore, so whatever, but they had published stories that weren't necessarily fact-checked. I guess we'll say that. The new domain is godandcountry.blog. The site is titled Church Militant, a home for sinners seeking to build the kingdom of God, and aims to save our American constitutional democratic republic and appeals to our patriotic duty. So he's going more on the political side of things, which I think they tried to take that once they realized that there weren't a lot of new molesters in the Catholic hierarchy because there's not a lot of priests in the Catholic hierarchy. Then they went more towards the political side of things, and that's I have no interest in that. I mean, I talk about Biden sometimes and the Biden bishops, and that's about the extent where I get into politics. I don't care. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of time on politics. Some people do, and you do you, but that's just not for this channel. Okay, the business address of the new website is Houston, Texas. The new website features some articles written by Voris and former colleagues Jules Gomes, Simon Rafe, and Barbara Toth. So those are his allies. Those are who are going to help his rehabilitation, and this is soon. I'm not a prophet, but I can see the signs. Okay. Pope Francis insulted Cardinal Sarah. He released a new book interview called El Successor, Sucesor. Successor. He also speaks badly of Cardinal Sarah, whom he calls a good man and a man of prayer, only to claim he has been manipulated by separatist groups. Francis's anger at Sarah is far from over. He said, "Sometimes I have the impression that working in the Roman Curia has made him a little bitter." Once again, the sentimental Francis projects his own negative feelings onto others. He admits that he never spoke to Benedict XVI about the decision to liquidate the motu proprio Summorum Pontificum. I wonder why. Okay. Oh, and please pray for the soul of Bishop Vitus Hawander. He passed away on Easter Wednesday, and he surrendered his soul to God after a short illness, knowing full well it was a terminal illness. It was pancreatic cancer. He received the diagnosis on St. Joseph's Day, which is March 19th, and he died just last Wednesday. So pray for his soul. He was a diocesan bishop, and he decided to retire, and I think he may have already been in retirement, but he decided to live at an SSPX seminary in Switzerland, and he's spent the rest of his time there. So pray that there are other bishops that will follow him in, I guess, partnering with the SSPX. Okay, did you guys watch the video Mass of the Ages? So Catholic News Agency posted an article about a new video that I call the Novus Ordo Mass of the Ages. Well, Mass of the Decades. A new video series offering a deeper look into the mysteries of the Novus Ordo Mass will begin April 4th. It's called Beautiful Light, a Paschal Mystagogy, produced by the National Eucharistic Revival, will be live streamed on the Revival's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram accounts at 8 p.m. Eastern on 7 consecutive Thursdays from April 4th to May 16th. Oh, so the first one might already be there. It should already be on their YouTube page. You could probably find it if you really want. The video series will be hosted by Sister Alicia Torres, a member of the Franciscans of the Eucharist of Chicago, and Tanner Kalina, a National Eucharistic Revival missionary. Several bishops will also be leading episodes, including Wilton Gregory, Archbishop Charles Thompson, Archbishop Gregory Hartmeyer, Bishop Robert Brennan, Bishop Gregory Gordon, Bishop Andrew Cozzens, and Bishop Joseph Coffey. So, yes, Novus Ordo Mass of the Ages. Let's see, Mass of the Decades. Hold on. I didn't get to edit this one. I didn't get to brand that. Okay. There we go. Let's see about this. No, that's not it. I don't know, maybe I'm having too much fun. Mass of the Decades. Wait a second. There we go. Okay. Let's switch back to my normal brand here. That's what's fun about this. Okay. So I'm actually, I don't know. They're not paying me, so I'm going to take this off. I don't know. I think I enjoyed that way too much. Anyway, leave a comment if you want. I might show it on this live stream. That's the fun part of this program. I think next week I'll probably be back to the cell phone live stream, and so I won't be using StreamYard. But so leave your comment if you want it to show up on the screen. I mean, it shows up on the live chat replay anyway. But Bishop or Cardinal Gregory, he's going to be offering his thoughts on the Novus Ordo Eucharist. Well, he doesn't care about tradition because it dies a bloody death, but maybe Mass of the Decades, maybe you could talk about communion in the hand or something that he learned from Bernardine in Chicago. But it's not going to be good. I don't know why they wanted him to be on there. I don't know about the rest of the bishops. I haven't really looked. None of them really jump out to me, other than Hartmeyer, who is Gregory's replacement in Atlanta. I don't know. I didn't do extensive research. You know, sorry. I usually do those things, but I didn't today. Okay, as announced by Messa in Latino on April 6th, Francis transferred Cardinal D. Donatus, age 70, from Vicar of Rome to the meaningless apostolic penitentiary. That's not the prison. That's not a prison. That's penitentiary. Penitentiary. Penitentiary is something else. They do something else, but not really. I don't think. Does he really do anything else? Not really. Meaningless. Meaningless position. I don't know. That's what Gloria TV says. He replaces Cardinal Mauro Piacenza, age 79. So apparently De Donatis was on Francis's bad list ever since they kind of had a difference of opinions on the virus shutdowns. It seemed like De Donatis tried to shut down before Francis wanted him to shut it down. I don't know, but it seems as though they're on bad terms. De Donatis is age 70, so that's kind of what happens in the Francis Church. You know, if you don't continue to push the party line, then he'll get rid of you and replace you with someone like Kissy. This next one is more interesting. Auxiliary Bishop. So that wasn't the only move that he made. Auxiliary Bishop Libinori of Rome has been transferred from his diocesan duties in the Diocese of Rome to become Francis's assessor of consecrated life, another meaningless position. It's a demotion by a promotion. I mean, that's sort of standard, par for the course after Vatican II. The demotion is reportedly a punishment for Libinori investigating Father Marco Rupnik, and finding him guilty. So that's his reward for finding Rupnik guilty. What do you think about that? All right, the next move, Vigano. So, last week I showed you a video of the pagan dance ceremony. Some people were calling me not inclusive and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, I have to say by now I'm kind of sick of the pagan ceremonies. They had their it was a chrism mass, and they had their chrism mass at a different, like a week before Holy Week. So, and they had a pagan drummer there. So this is a statement of Bishop James Powers. He said, "It has come to my attention that there is a social media message allegedly posted by Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, which challenges the sanctity of the Diocese of Superior Chrism Mass celebrated on March 19th, 2024. If this information is accurate, I would charge Archbishop Vigano with a violation of my right to a good name and reputation accorded by Canon 220 of the Code of Canon Law." Well, first off, not every bishop has a pagan ceremony in their cathedral during a chrism mass, before a chrism mass. So I think I think if you can see the video, you can decide for yourself whether Vigano is trashing the bishop's reputation or whether he's doing it himself by allowing this pagan ceremony. It has been a long-standing tradition in the Diocese of Superior to honor the heritage of our Native Americans before major diocesan celebrations. In fact, this tradition was carried out at my own ordination and installation as Bishop of Superior. Archbishop Vigano was present for that ceremony and has never in the last 8 years expressed any concerns about that ceremony in which he participated as Apostolic Nuncio. Okay, so that's kind of that's actually pretty inconvenient on Vigano's part that he didn't mention that, but you know, there's always time to change your mind, and he did. And he says, to refer to me as a servant of Freemasonry and challenge my authenticity as a successor to the apostles is especially egregious. Anyway, on another matter, okay, so he's saying about how Vigano allegedly ordained priests to operate without ecclesiastical approval probably in the geographical confines of the Diocese of Superior. So, yeah. Okay. So there's that. And okay, Francis's newest document. So it wasn't I don't know. I think it was basically what everyone expected. And I might go through this a little more because I see there are other articles posted. But Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez begins today's press conference on the new DDF. This is posted from, I think it was Diane Montagna. She said, Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez begins today's press conference on the new DDF Declaration on Human Dignity. It's called Dignitas Infinita, by praising and defending Fiducia Supplicans. So it's all connected. I mean, this is he's digging in. Africans don't agree anyway. Asked whether he supports a change in the Catholic Church's teaching that LMNOP acts are intrinsically disordered, Fernandez said, "It is a strong expression that needs to be explained, and perhaps we could find an expression that explains more clearly what we mean." So basically, yeah, he's in favor of changing it. He's in favor of changing the catechism. So that's not good, obviously. And I'm going to browse a little bit more just to see. And LifeSite, they posted this before I saw it posted by anyone else. They posted it looks like 6 a.m. this morning Eastern time. So they probably have a correspondent in Rome who read it. And so the title means like infinite dignity, which is kind of bizarre. But what they really tried to do here was what everyone thought, that they would say that that capital punishment is inadmissible, and basically it's like an offense on human dignity. So likening all of basically the seamless garment, Bernardine's seamless garment, where you say like, well, if you are against workers' rights, then that's the same as supporting abortion. Which it's not. It's really not. There are different degrees. I mean, anyone that uses common sense really knows that. Like, you're not going to put someone in jail for like driving a mile per hour over the speed limit on a highway over someone who's the murderer. Like, you're not going to do that. And the same with murdering an innocent unborn child isn't the same thing as putting to death someone who perpetuated violence, like excessive violence. Someone or someone like Rupnik, I mean, just throw it out there. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. I'm just kind of taking a look through just to see if there's any other information. Okay. Cardinal Fernandez. Okay. Yes, this is also what I wanted to share. So Cardinal Fernandez defended Fiducius Supplicans, and he said Pope Francis has expanded our understanding of blessings. He said these are the kinds of blessings which do not meet the requirements of as those in liturgical context. This is interesting. Yes, this is very interesting. He says, continuing his critique of the international opposition to Fiducius Supplicans, Fernandez stated that those opposing the text think that everything which is blessed must be in accordance with the will of God. Pope Francis does not agree, and he has expanded our understanding, and he has the right to do so. Okay. So he defended the change. He defended this by appealing to Pope Francis' controversial declaration that the death penalty is contrary to the gospel. He said this is an example of how the church's understanding of truth can change. So if you can change doctrine, then anything's arbitrary, then everything is arbitrary. I thought... Okay, so I don't see where he talked about how people couldn't oppose Francis, but I thought that was part of it, but apparently not. Okay, well, I'll just go with that. All right. I don't know if there's anything wrong on my end, but I'm not seeing any comments. I would like to see some comments. Leave your comments if you have any thoughts on any of this news. And let's see. Okay. All right. I had someone leave a comment that said, "You're calling yourself a news podcaster, but you have no facts on any of your content, just assertions and opinions." Um, that to me, I, I don't know what she watched, but all of my sources are in the description of the video. So yeah. And then of course there's some really oh, okay, great. There's some people that are really trying to justify the pagan ceremony that took place, and just super cringe. Yeah. Sad you can't see God in all traditions. Is it a tradition? What about the tradition of the Roman Catholics? The Latin Mass, that's the tradition of the Roman Catholics. Oh wait, you can't do that. But you can have pagan traditions. That's fine. That's what Vatican II says. Of course, there are people that yeah. There's some really really disappointed comments. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. I wasn't sure if I was not getting comments or not, but it's always great to have people chime in. And the pagan ceremony. Yeah. Okay. What else? Is there anything else? I'm just continuing to look through. I'd like to read some mean comments about the in regards to my thoughts on the church militant situation. Maybe I'll do that for like one of the what do you call it? One of the EVTN shows in the future. If I don't, if I'm running low on news stories, I'll speed forward to that. That'd be kind of funny, actually. So, okay. Well, enough news for this day. Happy Easter, everyone. It's still Easter season. So I'm actually really happy that it's Easter season. Easter came early, which is very much needed today, or this year. I feel like it was great. Oh boy. Okay. Well, maybe that's because you needed to leave a comment, or maybe Kissy is collaborating with YouTube. Probably not. I mean, I'm a random nobody. Like, people like Taylor Marshall get shut down before me. So, yeah. I haven't had any problems though since my Father Altman video several years ago got taken down, and I did go through re-education, so I had to take a little re-education class and apologize for my eco sins or whatever else. And so yeah, so now I'm not going to spread any misinformation. Anyway, okay, let's see if I can do this again. No, it's not going to let me do this. Not going to let me do what I want to do. Okay. I posted a few book reviews. I've read some really good books, and I'm reading more really good books. So I'm glad to always glad to share those with you. I know that's not the most popular video, but it's really the most meaningful to me because I spend a lot of, I spend the time reading books, and I just like to encourage you to read the same things that I've read. That doesn't mean that you have to or whatever, but if you have read the book, I'd like you to comment and share your opinions on my book reviews. It's always great to have someone else's perspective, even if it's like not necessarily the most positive thing. Like, if you're like, well, this was a tough one for me to read through, that's fine. I just like to hear opinions. Okay, this StreamYard's not going to let me do this. So I'll just have to go like that. No, let me do this. Okay, cool. Ha. Okay, so that's it for today. This has been EVTN News. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. We are the laity, and we will not be silent.